If God and Jesus had a ballad, who would they have voted for? I began thinking of this question as I was going through this past election season. Every person I've ever grown up with has unfollowed me or blocked me. People I used to call my best friends are saying that my education's worthless and I'm a no good, woke, blue-haired liberal. There's even been division among my family members. I was wallowing in my own self-pity when I finally reached a breaking point. Get up! Put the popcorn down. Rather than crying all day long, I thought, why not make this moment in history more entertaining? Rather than thinking about the division between me and my best friends and my family, I thought it would be hilarious to figure out who God and Jesus would have voted for in the 2024 election. And before we get into it, guys, remember to like and subscribe and let me know down below who you think God and Jesus would have voted for. In the United States, we have two main political parties, the Republican Party, the GOP, and the Democratic Party. We technically have the Independent Party, but since RFK dropped out, or sold out, we're going to discuss the Republicans and the Democrats. We're going to talk about what the Republicans stand for, their policies and their ethics, and what the Democrats stand for. First, let's begin with the Democrats. What's the Democratic Party, you might ask? Well, it was founded by Thomas Jefferson and James Madison in the 1790s. The party officially took shape under Andrew Jackson and Martin Van Buren in the 1820s and 30s. Now listen, the origins of the Democratic Party were The party was super pro-slavery. A lot of the Southern Democrats sided with the Confederacy during the Civil War, which led to Jim Crow laws that were state and local statutes that enforced racial segregation in the South, originating in the late 1870s after the Reconstruction era, and it lasted about 100 years. See? I told you the Dems were bad. Yeah, let's continue. By the 20th century, the Democratic Party actually started to become more progressive. By the 1940s, the party really started showing their support for civil rights. First with President Truman, desegregating the military. Then you had John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson implementing the Civil Rights Act of '64, which effectively dismantled Jim Crow laws by outlawing discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin in areas like employment and public accommodations. Pushing for racial and economic justice, this alienated a lot of Southern Democrats. Because of the Civil Rights Act of '64, all of the Southern Democrats shifted towards the Republican Party. And by the 1970s and 80s, the Democratic Party became the official party for social progress, civil rights, and government intervention. And listen, I understand that the Republican Party was built upon the anti-slavery movement, but you need to remember which party is the one that has Confederate flags at their rallies, which party has voters that carry swastikas around, and which party has representatives that literally do the Nazi salute. So one of the core policies of the recent Democrat Party is progressive taxation. So for all the Republicans crying out there for lower taxes, if you make under $400,000 a year, you're good. They support labor unions, raising the minimum wage, expanding Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, advocating for student loan forgiveness and free and affordable college, lowering prescription drug prices, affordable healthcare, protecting women's bodily autonomy, investing in renewable energy, rejoining and strengthening the climate agreement like the Paris Accord, regulations on carbon emissions and fossil fuels, the Green New Deal, protecting LGBTQIA+ rights, foreign policy, national security, and strengthening NATO. And here's a list of some of the most notable Democratic presidents: Andrew Jackson, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Bill Clinton, Obama, and Biden. A lot of people hated on Biden during his presidency, but honestly, he got a lot done. Child tax credit, the American Rescue Plan, he raised corporate taxes on big companies, the vaccine rollout, the Infrastructure Investment Job Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, extended unemployment benefits, the Inflation Reduction Act, he lowered prescription drug prices, he literally capped the cost of insulin at $35. Now let's move on to the Republican Party. The GOP, the grand old party, was discovered in 1854 by Alvin Bevay, Horace Greeley, Francis Preston Blair, Henry Jarvis Raymond, and Abraham Lincoln. And get this, the party was originally founded on an anti-slavery movement. However, its policies and ideologies have evolved. Now let's go over the Republican Party's core ideologies and policies. Limited government interference, free market capitalism, traditional social values, strong national defense, law and order, Second Amendment, and state individual rights. The Republican Party is typically supported by conservatives, rural communities, religious communities, and business owners. The notable presidents from the Republican Party are Lincoln, Reagan, Bush, and our current hell on earth, Dump. Okay, according to the Republican policies, Trump's not a Republican. Okay, when it comes to the Republican ideologies, I get it. Okay, he's a misogynist, he's racist, white supremacist, hates the poor, hates the LGBTQIA plus community, hates people from other countries, doesn't give a about the sick, doesn't want to house people who live on the street, doesn't want to feed kids in school, is anti-science, he hates the poor. Okay, so his ideologies align with the Republican Party, but let's see if his policies do. Less government interference in the economy and in personal lives. During his presidency, he appointed Supreme Court justices, knowing that they were going to be able to overturn legislation that's been the law of the land forever, like Roe v. Wade, stripping millions of women of their bodily autonomy and putting millions of women at risk. Because of his appointed Supreme Court justices, everything gets ruled out, so now we are in an official theocracy. It is a Christian nationalist Supreme Court. They take everything state by state, so all the red states are enacting policies that strip millions of rights away from individuals, LGBTQIA plus communities, veterans, women, the disabled, children. During his 2025 reign, it's only been, what, a couple months? And how many people got fired from the federal government? Stripping away Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, so his billionaire friends can have a bigger tax break? Hello? Limited government. I can't. Trump supports lowering taxes, but not for you and me. And it's hilarious because Republicans are like, we want lower taxes. Well, good news for you. If you make over $400,000, you get a tax break. Wait, what? You're like me? You make under 400K? Well, too bad we don't get the tax breaks because Elon Musk needs the tax breaks. Jeff Bezos needs the tax breaks. Mark Zuckerberg needs the tax breaks. Trump needs the tax breaks. So we can't complain. We can't complain that we can't afford gas, rent, or eggs. Get off your ass and work because Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg, they need tax breaks. And I don't know about you, but I love living paycheck to paycheck trying to pay my mortgage because Mark Zuckerberg needs a tax break. This is a freaking hilarious one. They're the party of law and order. As Trump is a 34-time convicted felon. Incited? Oh, it's not funny. Incited a mother insurrection on January 6th. 5 officers died on January 6th. Pardoned all the January 6th terrorists, and there's over 1,000 on order. I can't. Okay, guys, there's literally been an update since I'm editing this video. You know that Civil Rights Act of '64 by Lyndon B. Johnson? Well, a part of that act said it's illegal for companies and federal agencies to segregate water fountains, restaurants, bathrooms. Trump just overturned that bill. Trump just made segregation legal again. We knew what he meant by Make America Great Again. Now that we have a basic understanding of the Democrat and Republican Party, I'm excited to see what category God and Jesus fall under. Are they going to vote for Kamala or Trump? To find this out, we need to
pick up the book, bless God.
Let's start with Jesus. Matthew 25:35-36. I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. I don't know, sounds woke to me. Woke Jesus. 2 Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, we gave you this rule. If a man will not work, he shall not eat. Oh yeah, that is super MAGA, yes. Luke 4:18. He has sent to proclaim freedom for the prisoners. Freeing the prisoners. It's giving, pardoning the January 6th terrorists. Nahum 4:16-17. From the day on, half of the men did the work, while the other half equipped with spears, shields, bows, and armor. The officers posted themselves behind all the people of Judah, who were building the wall. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. It's giving wearing pink at the State of the Union address and holding stupid-ass signs. Genesis 2:24. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united with his wife. They will become one flesh. All right, traditional family values. Luke 10, verse 30. A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he fell into the hands of robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Verse 33. But a Samaritan, as he was traveling, came where the man was. When he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then put the man on his own donkey and took him to the inn and took care of him. Okay, taking care of immigrants? That's sounding a little woke to me. Woke Jesus. Numbers 5:21-22. May the Lord cause your people to curse and denounce you when he causes your womb to miscarry and your abdomen to swell. May this water that brings a curse enter your body and make your womb miscarry and your abdomen to swell. Okay, so I'm a little torn because, we got a lib point for abortion. But then we definitely have a conservative point for taking women's choice away. Lastly, Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Whoa, okay. Life begins before conception? That's like uber conservative. And I'm going to be honest, I did not think God and Jesus were going to disagree on abortion. All right, the results are in. Based on our biblical research, I truly believe that Jesus would have voted for Kamala, and God would obviously vote for Trump. By a landslide. Let me know down below, is this who you predicted? Who do you guys think Jesus and God would have voted for? Are we surprised? Absolutely not. The Bible is an authoritarian hate book filled with fear-mongering, obedience, control. Now, if you're a MAGA Christian, the math is mathing. If you're a liberal Christian, I don't know. Maybe you're reading the book wrong. And if you voted for Kamala like me, thank you for your attempt at trying to save America. And one more thing. All the stories in the Bible are made up.